Hey, greetings everybody and welcome to the 11th episode in our 30 days marathon journey into discussing 30 important questions which singles must ask while dating or courting. Yes, this is episode number 11 in this 30-day journey into discussing 30 important questions singles must ask while dating or courting. And I'm welcoming you to question number 11. And question number 11 is, are you comfortable with your partner having close friends with the opposite sex? Are you comfortable with your partner having close friends with the opposite sex? Now, interference has always been an issue. It has always been an issue in relationship. And this interference could come from colleagues, it could come from friends, it could come from family. And it's important that you ask this question to know, how comfortable your partner is with you having friends with the opposite sex. And why is this very, very important? Number one, it helps you to set boundaries. It helps you to set boundaries. Now, when you know what your partner wants, you're going to have a discussion with your partner on, and then you understand what boundaries you have to set as far as relationship with the opposite sex is concerned. Understanding each other's boundaries helps prevent potential conflicts and ensures that both partners feel comfortable and respected. And you don't want to push to always have your way. You need to understand the number two reasons why you need to ask your partner if they are comfortable with you having friends with the opposite sex. After understanding that you have to establish boundaries, following the discussions you have with your partner, it helps you, number two, to address insecurities. It helps you to address insecurities. Some people may feel insecure or threatened by partners' opposite sex friendships due to past experiences. And it is normal, to have that discussion because some people in the past had some experiences where, maybe the one they were dating told them, this is just my classmate, this is just a colleague, this is just a family friend. And later on, something happened, and they live with the memory of what happens. And it is important to have that discussion with them. One, it helps you to establish expectations. Two, it helps you to address insecurities. And by discussing this topic openly, you can address any concerns your partner may have and work together to alleviate their insecurities. Don't just throw, their insecurities and their fears away. You need to understand why they are thinking the way they are thinking and have a discussion with them to see which boundaries you're going to establish, and you address their insecurities. Number three, you would want to ask this question because it demonstrates your respect for your partner's feelings and boundaries. So it helps you to establish a respectful relationship or respectful culture in the relationship, and it helps you to respect their boundaries. And number four, it brings transparency in relationship. It brings transparency in relationship. When you have open communication about friendships with the opposite sex, it promotes transparency in the relationship, and it allows both of you, to express your feelings, your concerns, and expectations regarding this issue, fostering trust and honesty. There is nothing that would, one of the top things that would destroy relationship is secrecy. And you don't want to be in a relationship where you are hiding friends from your partner, you're hiding, relationships from your partner. They need to know who you are relating with, who they are, what is the substance of that relationship, how far is that relationship going, so that they would be able, together with you, to establish what is too far in that relationship. And it's very, very important. And sometimes we feel that we just have to have our way. Yes, and do what we want, talk with who we want to talk, and relate with whom we want to relate. But when you are getting into a meaningful relationship that has to lead to marriage, you are supposed to discuss issues and things that can lead to conflict and trouble in your relationship. So you need to establish boundaries, you need to address insecurities, you need to work to respect those boundaries, and you need to work for transparency in your relationship. And the next reason why it's important for you to ask that question to the one you are courting or dating is that it helps you to navigate social media situations. Social media has caused a lot of troubles in relationship. And it's important to know, because you might be chatting with so many people of the opposite sex on social media, and sometimes we are not even so careful to use the right words, to use the right language. We use languages that could be misinterpreted, languages that, will connotate some other thing. And when your partner sees information or some kind of relationship post with some people on social media, it can cause some issues. So knowing your partner's comfort level with the opposite sex friendships helps you navigate social media situations with friends more effectively. And it allows you to make informed decisions about how to maintain friendships while prioritizing your partner's feelings and boundaries. He or she is not coming into your life to isolate you. He or she is not coming into your life to, break you up from friends and family. But it's important so that when you discover discussion with them, you will know how to navigate these situations. And this is something you want to think about. There are some people who post just everything and anything about them on social media. That's their life. Their life is on social media. They get up in the morning, they brush their teeth, they put it on social media. They get up in the morning, they are wearing a cloth, they put it on social media. They eat, they put it on social media. Anything they do, they put it on social media. This is something too you need to discuss. Maybe I will handle the social media thing in a different question. Life on social media, oftentimes, what I want to say is, life on social media on most part is fake. Because most people, the supposed happiness they have, the supposed joy they have, they only exist on social media. They try to live a fake life. They try to live a life which is not real. And this is something that has been destroying so many unwitty people, because they feel that all they see on social media is all that exists. Some people are really happy only on social media. And when they come on social media, they flaunt their cars, they flaunt their new dressing, they flaunt their new jobs, they flaunt. Sometimes those things are even rented or borrowed. They are even rented or borrowed, and they bring them on social media, and they cause you that don't have the means, you don't have the money, you don't have the, the financial capacity to get those things, to feel as if you are poor and miserable and you don't have a good life. Maybe I will address this in one other video entirely. So you need to understand how tolerable they are with you having friendship with people of the opposite sex, because this can destroy your marriage. And you have to be very, very careful. If you truly love somebody, if you truly value somebody, and you want to spend the rest of your life with that person, then it's important that you have a serious discussions concerning their insecurities. If they don't want you to be in friendship with some people, you need to have a talk with them to understand what is going on, their insecurities. Then you try to work things out with them. You can't just tell them, I don't care. You can't just tell them it's my life, because the moment you accept that you want to marry, you are sharing your life with somebody. You are sharing your life with somebody, and you would not seek to please only yourself. And this is selfishness that has existed, and it is what is destroying, one of the main things that's destroying many marriages, because people get into marriage when they are not ready. They are not ready to share their life with anybody. They are not ready to allow space in their life to anybody. They are so selfish. They are so greedy, too independent to be connected or to have a meaningful relationship with some other person. Independence in relationship is very good. But the issue is, how independent are you independent? Are you independent to the extent that you don't have a place for somebody? Are you independent to the extent that you don't need anybody, to be with in your life? If you have no space for nobody, then you are not ready for marriage. You should better stay single. Otherwise, I met somebody some months ago, and she told me she has tried 3 African men. She's actually a Black American. She says she has tried 3 African men, and none of them, she didn't succeed to stay with any of them. And from her talk, I understood. And she's that lady who was raised to think that her world is all that exists. And whatever she thinks, that's what exists. And no man has to talk to her. No man has to tell her what to do. And with that attitude, I tell you the truth, you are not ready for marriage. You are not. Be 60 years old, 80 years old, you are still a baby. Because anyone who is ready for marriage is ready to be talked to. Is flexible and willing to change. Is flexible and willing to learn. And it's important that you have a discussion with your partner, how comfortable they are with you having friends with people of the opposite sex. It's important. And thank you for for following this other edition. And I'm looking forward to see you in episode number 12. If you have not watched episode number 1 to 10, please look up for the videos and go to my YouTube channel, Living the Full Life, and you will have a full series of these episodes. God bless you until I come your way again. This is your friend, Pastor Divine. Shalom.